Hi folks, and we're back to the Paradox Mega Campaign in Victoria 2. Second episode, we haven't actually done anything yet. Just occurred to me. However, we'll now be doing things. First thing we're going to be doing is getting rid of a whole bunch of useless ships. Oh yeah. So, every single one of these trade protection fleets with a whole bunch of frigates that we don't need. And as you can see, they will be... Yeah, this reduces the amount of supplies your nation has to spend on maintenance. True, because you can't reduce fleet maintenance to 0. There's a minimum threshold there, because otherwise they just sink, of course. So, disbanding them means that manpower goes back to the pool. You just don't send people to the bottom of the ocean. Logical. Way too many ships. Wow, we had so many of these trade protection fleets. If there's a quicker way to do this, I don't know, because you can only box select, or I don't even know you can control select fleets if you can't see them on the map. I don't think so. To disband all of these, but once we're done, it's easy enough. So. Just trade protection fleets. We don't want to, delete the big important ones completely, so trying to make sure we're just deleting the trade protection fleets that we will not need, because there's no need for trade protection anymore, and there's no trade hub mechanic. Okay, so we have plenty of clippers here. We don't want to destroy those necessarily. We may not need the Venetian... Yeah, we have the Oriental, the Armada, and the American fleet. Not even sure we need the American Armada, to be frank. We may just need the 2. We'll have to see how many we can support. That'll be the actual measuring stick. Oh yeah, we also have the African Armada. Yeah, we have way too many ships. We definitely will not be able to maintain all of these, I don't think. But... let's see how that goes. So, an African Armada, yeah, that would be useful. An African Armada, a European Armada, then Asian Armada, because crossing the Indian Ocean could be a hazardous thing. Crossing the Atlantic too, so, do we need an American Armada? We have allies in the continent. If we need a, yeah... So maybe not. We'll have to see. One point, Johnsu took over Scotland. Freedom, they screamed. Well, they lifted their kilts and showed their butts to us. We may have to... Polish army here. What? Are they at war? Against Norway. Huh. Okay, well. Anyway, we want that back. So we may be conquering that in not too long. What else? Yes, scramble for Africa, of course. So, got rid of the fleet. That's fine. We're going to reorganize armies, because looking at a base army here, ideally we would like to have 4 infantry regiments Oh yeah, so I can see where they're from, so where they're drawing population from. 4 infantry, 1 cavalry for the reconnaissance bonus, and then 5 artillery regiments from the back line, just blowing things to smithereens. So we're going to be reformulating... there's German troops on our territory. Probably misallocated in game creation. Whatevs. Yeah, we're going to be organizing the armies to that spec. I think that's pretty balanced. Sort of a 12,000, 3,000, 15,000 split. Or rather, 2,000, 12,000, 15,000. Or, no. Yeah, 12, 3, 15. Yeah, that's it. We're going to do that for every one of these armies. In fact, we have armies all over, so... every one of those armies. We have turned off... yes, we have turned off automatic sale and purchase of machine parts. We do want stockpile, if and when possible. Population, yes, we have not set our focuses. We're going to do that just as soon as we have industrial... what pops have the most... let's see. We already have a number of factories. Most of them are fairly well employed. Okay, so no shortage of employees, those areas, clerks and craftsmen. Let's see. Deselect all. Clerks. Lots of clerks in Tehran. Clerics and craftsmen. Oh yeah, Tehran has plenty for some reason. Okay. Very low literacy though. So going down the road, we have Athens. That may be a good spot for industry depending on what they're producing. Eventually. Okay, yeah. That's the highest literacy, or Angoulême, but only 2. No, that's not good. Interesting. Where do we have the highest unemployment if you select everyone? Quite a few places. Actually, not that many. Yeah, not that many. And Kolhapur, Lombok. They're all in Asia. Arlon, oh, that's in Belgium. Yeah. Flanders, Épinal, and Angoulême. Okay. Well, that's not much there, but Arlon has plenty of people. Laborers, though. Well, we don't care too much about those guys. So there's not that many opportunities in terms of many craftsmen and clerks just yet. So we may want to focus on high literacy provinces that have industrial goods that we think are important more than anything else. And just let the labor pool grow from there naturally. Yeah, okay. So, where do we have the goods that are important for early industrial development? If you don't know anything about it, well, let me tell you. Coal, because industry. Iron, so you can make steel. Foodstuffs, so you can make basic foods, but that's not all that crucial unless you're at war for canned food for troops. Cotton and dyes, so you can make basic fabric, but we already have industry, yeah, we already have industry making of that. In Attica, Bulgaria, Normandy, Irakayemi, in fact. Let's see if there's any good. Where did they build it? Normandy. So, do we want to... Yeah, we may want to focus railroad on that. Northeast England, cement. Cement is very important to build factories. Or the Midlands. Maybe we want to do that. And as you can see, they do not have coal in the Midlands. They do have it directly produced in Northeast England. They don't have it in Normandy, really? What? That's Bretagne. Normandy. Yeah, you have. You have cotton. What? Ah, they didn't get enough. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's not whether there's coal in the region, that's what they're getting. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we'll have to see where they're situated, if they have what they need. So Normandy, Bulgaria, and Attica. And the unemployed people in those regions. So Toscana has quite a few, and so does Poitou. All right, so here they do have that covered. They have the goods for that. In Attica, yes, in Attica they do also, yeah, they do also have cotton, not dye locally, but cotton. So that's all right. They will have increased efficiency because of that. Yeah, it says 12.5% because they have cotton in the state. In Auvergne, they do not have timber in the state. That's not smart. In Bulgaria, I think they also have cotton. Yes, correct. Kherson, they do not have coal. That's not smart. Franche-Comté, well, anyway, ammunition just needs other finished goods, so we're not making them in Franche-Comté. We could take a look at, yeah, if they have iron and sulfur making... Oh no, stupid me. Yes, they do. They have sulfur and iron. 15 and 10%. Midlands, they do have coal. Yes, 25%. Normandy, they have cotton. Excellent. They also have coal. Yes, they do. Poitou have foodstuffs, grain. Not cattle. Nor fish. Okay. Iracayemi, they have cotton. Toscana, they have grain. Venezia, are we producing silk in the state? Yes, they are. And Wallachia, they also have coal. Okay, so these factories are all in decent positions, in fact. Why can't we produce a factory in the... Ah, that's a colonial state. So we need to change Iracayemi to a non-colonial, so we can build more factories on it. I see. Well, as I was saying, we want to make sure that basic factories that are well placed don't go bankrupt because we want to have a backbone in industry. So I think that fabric in Greece is not a bad idea. Ammunition in Franche-Comté. Cement in the Midlands and Northeast England. That's going to be an industrial basin for certain. Normandy has all it needs for fabric. Poitou... foodstuffs. Toscana, Venezia, specialist in luxury clothes. Do we want Wallachia making glass? Or Kherson in Ukraine? Let's see. Wallachia. Yeah, here or Hudson here. Wallachia is a bit further away from the front lines should there be a war with Poland. So I think I'll favor that. Okay. If we wanted to build factories currently, however, if we go, say, here and see what is needed for factories, you'll see that they all need machine parts. Some more than others, and different types of goods, but typically cement and iron. And the very basic ones like glass, cement, lumber mills need a few machine parts. We have none, so yeah. We want to build the backbone. That is the basic stuff in provinces that have the inputs that make out an output, and then that have more factories that make us to the output for more advanced goods and have a whole chain established locally. You can concentrate railroad, you can establish a good workforce in high literacy, high population areas, and that is how you have an industrial base. Eventually, you'll have regions like England, the Ruhr, and others with very high industrial output. That is the goal. Budget-wise, but we can't build factories yet, we don't have machine parts. So actually, let's go straight into tech. Because to do that, we need mechanical production. Why, you say? Because if you can look at the tooltip down below, that allows for machine parts factory and activates machine parts altogether. We want that quickly, but technology is divided into tiers, 1 to 6. If you look at those research points, the higher you go, the more research points required to research that. And there's a tiering system based on dates, meaning you can never be too far ahead in tech, even if you concentrate on a specific branch of the research tree. You can never go ahead of that. Yeah. We will be concentrating on the very basics, because we don't have all the military or naval techs. We want to have at least a solid base there. Then, however, most important stuff is going to be in the industry. Some in the culture, some in the commerce, and of course, if we want to go to war in the army mostly, some in the navy, want to dominate the seas, but mostly army stuff. Industrial research is going to be our focus to begin with. After, oh, we already have Enlightenment philosophy. Did we have that already? No, I'm not sure. Should we have that or idealism? Oh no, that doesn't unlock until 1840. Okay, so we can't have that yet. Makes sense. So, we're going to make a beeline, not to medicine. For medicine, we would need what? Oh, we can't research that before 1836. Well, it's the 31st of December, so we'd be able to do that tomorrow already. Medicine is very important. Mechanical production is more important, I'd say, to begin with. We want those machine parts. And before we can make machine part factories, it's just going to be our artisans making them at a slow, steady rate. So as soon as we get this, the better. So start research into mechanical production, please. That'll give us an outright factory throughput, so an increase in general productivity. And also a chance of every single one of these to be discovered on a base chance. I think that's per year or per month or per day. I don't know. There's a chance of these things going pop and being discovered once we have the tech. These sub-techs can be discovered eventually. And as you can see, those don't automatically get researched. You need to have mechanical production and then wait for this to pop for us to be able to produce machine parts. So the sooner the better. And the prediction is it'll be completed by January 1839. It's going to take a while. But that is very, very important. So, with that taken care of for now, we want to take a look at maybe the decisions. Yes. So we want to make sure we have state capitalism. That's the case. Decisions. This is specifically the converter. We don't really care about that much. And it'll only be available to 1837 anyway for British Dominions correction. Whatever. Post-colonialism. Very important. Colonies want independence. And we are not in a position to go to war because we have no money. So if there is a war, colonial war, we may just have to grant colonies freedom and allowing them to gain core into their territories. We'll have to see. The Malvinas, of course we want to name them properly, not the Falklands. We are in charge of the city and the natives call Falkland Islands. Ha! Malvinas it is. We want to create a Viceroyalty of Venezia. No, we don't. Form Spain. Oh my god, no way. No, no, no. Military-industrial complex. Cooperation between private industrialists and the military on the issues of national defense. Haha. That decreases prestige some, but that's not terrible. Slows research in general, but greatly increases research in army and industry, with malices to culture and navy. But the bonuses are greater than the malices. Ha. Do we want that? Well, we have a malice of confusion for 10 years. And then these bonuses till the end of the game. And that'll get us ahead of the game. So, military complex it is. By furthering the goals and ambitions of these informal networks within our academia, we can boost industrial and military research at the expense of navy and culture. Who needs to recite poetry at sea, is my view on that. So, moving to the budget. We need money. Tax. Tax. Tax, tax, tax. Tax, tax, tax. 3,300, where once half of that was being collected. Still nowhere near enough to have 10,000 in expenses. So, nope. Pay minimum. We're closer. Ah, yes. However, we want to boost this, and we want to boost this. I don't think we need that much defense spending. So, reduce that. See how that normalizes over time. Maybe 15. Yeah, okay. We are still well over budget, which is not good. So we probably need to cut on the ships, right? Yeah, that's mostly ship costs. Maybe if we cut a tiny bit on education, maybe. That's very important to get up and running as soon as possible, as quickly and intensely as possible. Literacy efforts, that is. Yeah, I think we'll have to give up a fleet or two. Oh yeah, we haven't even... Stupid me. We haven't even disbanded the Man of Wars. And they're... Oh yeah, they're bound to be expensive. So. Create a new unit. Shift, select, transfer all the Man of Wars. Select the Man of Wars. the man of wars go to the bottom of the ocean. Do you have any man of wars? Yeah, you only have man of wars, apart from the clippers, in fact. So... there we go. Are they at port? No, they're not. Go to port. Another month of the transport. Go to Singapore. The Royal Armada. Plenty of man of wars, oh yeah. Wow. Yeah, we don't want any of those. The Emperor Armada. Oh yeah, plenty of man of wars. Sink those, please. So, okay. That's cut down the fleet some. Let's see. That has not yet been taken into account with the budget, I don't think. So we'll need to take over a day, perhaps. Probably. If not, that's still too high of a cost. It's telling us we can't afford that. Yeah, because we're over budget, of course. So, yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. And, of course, we can also have income from special goods. These only occur through events. So we may get lucky quickly or not so quickly on that front, just getting straight up easy money. Otherwise, we'll have to increase efficiency to tax our people. By the way, raising the tax to 100% doesn't mean we're taxing people on 100% of their income, because the efficiency is directly driven by our efficiency, my admin efficiency. If you take a look at this, it says tax to 100%, but an efficiency of 23, meaning the effective tax is 23. So they're only effectively being taxed at 23% of their income. And you can decide that by class. Of course, if we see that poor people or middle class or rich people are having trouble getting either everyday needs or even life needs, we may just tweak that eventually, but to begin with, we need cash. We're cash poor because efficiency is terrible, collecting taxes. And our production is low, our production efficiency is low, so yeah. Tariffs don't quite work as in real life, so they are paid by your people, of course, that's a tax on your people. Contrary to many idiots' belief, a customs tax. You can't make other countries pay taxes just because you said so. They may choose to just not pay the taxes to export things to your country. It's their choice. Custom taxes are taxes you impose on your own people. So, these effectively make things more expensive for your own people. If you do not have enough production to satisfy needs locally within your territories and sphere of influence, they will be paying a lot more to get those things from the global market. That may be a problem, but it'll get us a bit of money for the time being, and we are starving for that. So, with that said, where should we focus for the national focuses? We have industry that could benefit from that. So, the basics we need a lot of cement. We need a lot of cement. So let's focus railroad construction on this province, meaning that capitalists are 50% more likely to build railroads there rather than elsewhere. You can also, of course, focus on things like attract immigrants, that is, bringing people in to work on your industry if you're lacking manpower. Or just focus on promoting specific types if you're lacking, say, in craftsmen for your industry. Meaning that other pops will move into that type of profession with greater likelihood. Or just producing specific stuff. Or, you know, shifting party loyalty. We won't mess with that too much because we're being rather blunt and focusing on the hard stuff. Railroads to begin with. So, Northeast England will get more cement. And... what else could we focus on? Maybe the cloth? Maybe the cloth, I suppose. Because we don't have any steel producing industry just yet. Yeah, okay. So Normandy, let's do the same. Railroads. Of course, that doesn't mean that we can't build railroads elsewhere. It just means that industrialists, capitalists will be more likely to, you know, invest in railroads themselves over there. So they'll go build more railroads in this list and then try to finance them from investors. Currently, well, zero investors interested into this. Ha, okay. So capitalists do have their use, but only when under control. Only when under control. Okay, so we need to reorganize our armies. That's going to be an undertaking. We are missing 1 cavalry and 1 artillery in England. So, how do we make sure we recruit in England? I forget if that is decided by where we recruit. I haven't played this in such a long time. If that's the case, we need to find the English territories and recruit 1 cavalry and 1... Yeah, not sure. Let's see. Leeds, let's get a cavalry. And Hull, an artillery. So they have to assemble those goods, and once they are ready, then construction. So the actual training and provision of those units will commence. Everything is industry driven. A good supply means good and efficient military. Logistics, 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 just like real life. So these are not well set, so we are lacking 1 infantry here. Okay. Let's muster in Paris for all the straggling forces, those that are in excess, or... So, you can go separate that out. And... also an infantry regiment. Yeah, 4, 1, 5. Excellent. So, you're actually missing an infantry? Yes. So, go over there. Let's move our troops 1 slot behind the actual front line. And we'll also try to probably build forts all around the border with Germania here. We'll have to take a look at the construction tab in a little bit. But for a lot of provinces, let's reorganize the armies first. So we need to get rid of an infantry and get a cavalry in here. That's cavalry, right? Yes. So go to Chalon. You have way too much infantry. And you are in very unfavorable terrain here. So go to Besançon. You already have the right composition. You can go to Aosta. Let's see. Oh, and you also have the right composition. Go to Novara. You also are only lacking cavalry. Go to Brescia. You have too much stuff. If for no other reason, just to be under the supply limit, you should separate these things out. So you are lacking cavalry, correct? Yeah, so you go to Brescia and complete that one. Beuzen, Trent. Yeah, you can go to Trent. You're fine as is, just missing cavalry. You can go to Judenburg. You have too much cavalry. So you can come here. And you also have... Oh, too much artillery. Now that's unusual. But yeah, let's try to muster all excess forces up there in Paris. You also have too much artillery and infantry. So go to Paris. And can you go to Troppau? Yes. That way they can't see us on the border, because you can only see one province into the border. So they technically won't know where our units are. They'll know we'll have many, but not where they are exactly. Not sure that makes any difference. Strategically, I feel like it should. So I'm doing that. And yeah, one extra cavalry, one too many infantry. And split that because I want to move... Yeah, you were missing cavalry, right? Yeah, I think so. Go to Brescia. That's infantry. You go to Paris. Yeah. You can go to Nitra. Eisenstadt. Unlikely Poland will declare war on us, but you never know. One too many artillery. Maybe you should muster at Bucharest. Paris is a bit far for you. Okay, and you go to Vinica. You go to Pastavi. You have too much infantry. Do we have to be that far east? Maybe just go to Istanbul. And you're actually missing infantry. Interesting. Is anyone missing cavalry around here? Yes. So you go over there. You have too much... Oh! First time we're seeing this. So this means that these regiments are not getting enough replenishment from the regions they're recruited from. Yeah, that is not good. Let's have you to Antioch. From Gotthard, The pop has 16 people and can support 0 brigades. Yeah. Too small to reinforce the brigade. So that's a potential problem. We may want to revise a few of these eventually. Yeah, go to Bucharest. And the Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guard. I think I can make use of more units than anything else. So let's see. If you have 6 infantry, you need 7 artillery. So that sounds about right. What's the support limit? 40? Yeah, that's still too much. Send you to Paris. And no province here can hold more than 40? Ugh, crap. So I'll have, just to avoid attrition needlessly, separate one of these artillery regiments out. Send them to University at Coimbra. Sure, why not? Move you up. We want armies to be ready to fight Germany if needed. They may have a trick or two up their sleeves. Just me. Too much infantry, right. Well. Too much infantry. We don't have any more units in the New World, no. We have units in the East, though, yes. So. That's way too many units here. Actually, not enough artillery. Ooh, we can't even transport them out. Okay, good thing we're in support here. We may just want to bring the fleet up to transport these guys out. The excess, I mean. And... oh yeah, we'll need more artillery here too. Okay, let's bring them to Aden. A small detachment there. So, you... not enough artillery, too much cavalry. Not enough infantry either. Go to Madurai and send this army to the rightful administrative center in India for Portugal, which is Goa. You have the right composition. Perfect. You can send your excess cavalry to the other army. So we have this fleet. Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, we also have armies here. And Brunei, do we have them? Okay. Didn't leave any up north. Okay. So that'll leave us 4, 5, 6 armies in Asia. Should be enough, I think, for any enemy incursions. Should be enough. But, compositions are wrong. Crap. Okay, so let's move you off. And, oh yeah, way too much cavalry around here. Way too much cavalry. Yeah, we'll have to revise that composition. So, separate the troops out. Try to reassemble to the correct composition if and where possible. You, I want in the on the mainland, not out in Madagascar. Just in case we have to teach Yemen a lesson. Alright, so that's military, budget, technological, political, focus, diplomatic reorganization. Not a day has passed yet. We're not done. Because we still... Oh yeah, still have the colonial missions to send. To every region we can, because we have the points for it. South Angola. Oh, into the Transvaal, good. And Mozambique, sure. Any colonial opportunities in the Pacific? I think we already have all these islands, right? Yeah. Oh, in America. There are colonial opportunities within America. Let's go to Las Vegas, baby. All right. All of that... Oh. Okay. Nova Scotia is colonizing Nunavut already. Interesting. Very interesting. Alrighty then. Now we are ready to go, I think. Right? We've taken all the decisions. Yeah. Huh. It only took us 2 episodes to organize everything that needed to be organized to begin the game. Proper. Very, very unimpressive, isn't it? And we don't know yet if we can actually support all of that fleet. If this is the budget daily balance, yeah, we'll need to cut down even further. That, however, will be next time. Until then.